Good evening everyone and welcome to the ninth round of F1 Total Division 2. We are in Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix. Hopefully another exciting race in store for us today. The season coming to a close now as well. We are very close to the end of the season. Of course, only a 12 round calendar since from the season onwards. Meaning that including today there is 4 more races. After today there will be 3 more races. To do in that as well is that Sully is actually not racing today, so one of the championship protagonists, Sully, in second place right now, 7 points behind Sean Moore. Not racing. All the other drivers within the top 5 though, Marco, Kevin, Pocho and Sean Moore are all here tonight. However, Marco will be serving a qualifying ban, same goes for Sink. So 2 drivers tonight with a qualifying ban, meaning only the 8 will compete in qualifying. Wongfi should join at some point through qualifying. He's currently downloading the update. So hopefully he'll be here in time. Being told to be all dry by BS Gabi, thank you for that. So yeah, a dry race tonight here in Spain. Nice and sunny Spain. And hopefully it will live up to a level of excitement that we've seen so far this season. Division 2 in general, I would say, has been very nice to watch this season, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this end to the season plays out. Still a very close title fight. The top 5 within 28 points, I believe it was. Let me get that up on my phone real quick. Indeed, the top 5 within 28 points. Schormel on 98, Sully on 91, Pocho on 73, Kevin on 71 and Marco on 70. The first driver to start a lap today will be the Haas of Pinky 11 Swordfish, going down towards turn 1 here. Avoids the curb on the apex of turn 2, and now keeps it flat all the way through turn 3. Runs out wide, avoids the marbles on the inside line. And now down to turn 4, braking just as the 150 meter board, goes past him. And towards turn 5, get the car rotated in nicely. Not quite on the apex, they're not ideal for him. I can get ping from Wongfi. Let me check that. It's done, he says. Let me send him an invite. That point quicker than I thought it was. He said 40% about 5 minutes ago. Marco there retiring from the session. Of course, with the qualifying ban. Might as well retire. Not waste any amount of tires to do outlaps or something like that. Pinky now coming out in the final corner. Does he keep it flat? No, he has to lift quite significantly actually. And Diaz over the line, a 1:12.8, the first lap time set in this session. And immediately beaten by Kippo, 12.3. Half a second separating those two right now. Here's Gabriel on the lap as well, it seems. Oh no, Gabriel's actually invalidated his first run. So we'll have to try again in a bit. Same goes for Iwak. Pocho, meanwhile, he's still on this lap. He's got one of the Williams up ahead, who will hopefully go out of his way. No, he will not. Although, I'm not sure if Pocho was pushing. He isn't pushing anymore for sure, so I'm not sure if Pocho got blocked here or if he was on a slow lap anyway. Very weird. Anyway, Gabi back to the pit lane. So at the minute, let's see, has Wongfi been able to join? Hasn't said anything. I don't see him on the timing tower yet. Let's check the audio real quick. Okay, yes, the audio is good. Wait, is he? I can't tell if he's in the lobby or not. I don't know, I guess we'll see. He hasn't messaged me. Meanwhile, Kevin going on his first run here, although he's actually abandoned it. Alright, we'll go on board with Sean Moore then, who's apparently purple in the middle sector, so our championship leader putting in a good second sector here. We'll see how he compares to the lap times of Kippo and Pinky. Coming up in the final corner. Down to 6th gear, slight lift, getting the car rotated in. DRS up to the line, a 12.487. Just over 1.5 tenths slower than Kippo. Few other cars on track again. Gabri, Ewek, Kevin about to start another lap, I think. Or is he gonna go back to the pit lane? Looks like he's doing another lap here, so yeah, Kevin keeping it flat for the final corner, so seems to have a lot of downforce in the car. And over the line, well, it's a 36.2, of course, he abandoned this lap earlier, so not a competitive lap time. We'll see how much time he can gain on this now. He needs, well, a significant amount to get himself competitive to the rest of the field, but I'm sure he can. We've seen Kevin this season. He has been in qualifying trim, I would say not one of the fastest, but he always makes up for it in the race. He stays very consistent. He gets consistent points, and that's how he's also got his way into this title fight. It's been a very intelligent season for him, I would call it. Just keeping himself in the race, making sure he gets over the line and picks up good points every single week, the best he can. Doesn't have the strongest pace in the division, but you don't need to have the strongest pace. There's other qualities you can have as a driver. And Kevin has been making very good use of those. Bit of a lift halfway through turn 12, so carrying in a bit too much speed. We'll see him now through the final corner. Does he keep it flat again? Yes, he does. So Kevin really must be running a lot of downforce in this car. Puts in a 12.1. The new fastest time of the session. 2 tenths faster than Kippo. But of course a lot of drivers haven't done laps at all so far. I'm still not sure what the benchmark will be here. We haven't seen Gabri, we haven't seen Pocho. Wongfi is now in this car. Gabri almost able to keep it flat and not the best of exits out in the final corner. 12.3. And I think he definitely lost a lot of time in the final corner, just carrying in too much speed, so I think Gabri could still gain a good amount. But for now he's third on a 12.3. We see Pocho coming up from the final sector, and around the final corner, keeps it in 7th, just a very small lift. Diaz over the line, a 12.103 into pole position. Ewek has abandoned the lap, puts in a 122.3. Wongfi starting his first run today with absolutely zero practice. He's only just downloaded the new patch, which updated the Singapore layout as well as replacing Nick de Vries with Daniel Ricciardo. So we'll see how Wongfi fares on his very first run on the game today. I'm not sure how long it's been since he last played. A 21.9 in the first. The Kippo there with the new fastest lap, 11.886. Putting a good margin between himself and Pocho as well. So Kippo once again showing good pace in qualifying. He wasn't able to convert it last week. Maybe he can do it this week. We'll see. We are halfway through qualifying. Everything still to play for. Wongfi keeping it flat out through turn 9 and towards the end of sector 2. What will it be? A 51.4. Not quite on the curb on the apex of turn 10, but a good exit speed, and now down towards turn 12. Gets the car rolled in nicely, basically hugging the apex. And now through the final 2 corners. Does he manage to keep it flat through the final corners? You have the lift. A very big lift from Wongfi there. And now Diaz over the line, a 12.922 into P7. He's not far off from Biggie. He's just over 1/10 behind him. Well, this would have been JM's first lap, but he has invalidated it. So he's gonna have to try again. Apart from that, nobody else on a run currently. Shamul about to start his second run of the session. His previous best, a 12.487. Not sure if JM is gonna do another run. I would assume so. He's got ES. We'll see. He's yep, he is gonna go over the line here and start another run. That'll be his first timed session, timed out session if he completes it. So hopefully for him, he will be able to complete it. So yeah, Jay and Ewak, those are the ones we haven't got any pointers for their pace and all so far. Jay hasn't completed any sort of lap, and Ewak's lap, of course, the 22.3, being 10 seconds off the pace, will be some kind of mistake, some kind of spin. Not entirely sure. Purple in the first sector for Jay, 21.7. So a good start to the lap. Of course, with this game, I'm never quite sure if it's actually purple. Although it did look like a good first sector, so it might have been. Now down towards turn 7. Doesn't get the car quite all the way to the apex. And through turn 9, he's gonna keep it flat in 6th gear, up to 7 actually. DRS open, and now down towards turn 10. Braking just after the 100 meter board. Also not the ideal line through there, I would say. It goes a bit wider than we saw Wongfi doing through turn 12. Taking a wider line will be carrying a bit more speed. And now, through the final corner. A very slight lift from the Ferrari. And Diaz open up the line a 12.312 into 4th place. And I think still some left to 5. Meanwhile, Sharmul up by 2/10 here after middle sector. And in the end, gains just over a 10th, goes into P12, a 1:12.375. So very close there between Gabri, Sharmul and Jay. For John and outlap here, Ewak just about to go over the line to start his second run. 6 minutes to go in the session. This he will be able to do one more after this, I think. He should have enough time to get back to the pit lane and yeah, get another lap in. So we'll see the Williams man here navigating through sector 1. He's going to be able to improve on his previous best. He's up by 5 seconds. The mistake was already in the first sector, clearly. Gets the car, takes a very early apex through turn 5. Not sure if that's the ideal line, if it works for him. I'm actually, I haven't driven Spain a lot this year yet, so I can't really judge the correct lines. I'm just kind of guessing based on my game knowledge. Jay has crashed in the pit entry, I think. And my best guess is we've just seen the first victim of the infamous Spain pit lane bump. I think he's just gone straight into the pit wall. I think JM... yeah, there's a very nasty bump in the pit entry of this track. So if you go over it, meanwhile Ewak jumping into P4 at 12.190. If you go over that too fast, you just jump, and oftentimes you either jump straight back into the circuit and maybe T-bone someone, or you just go into the pit wall. So it's a very, very nasty bump, a very badly placed bump as well. Wasn't there in previous games, don't think it's there in real life, I have no idea why Codemasters made it a thing. Gabri has just gone to 2nd place, I think, has he? Hasn't been there the entire time. Pocho, 11.715, a new fast lap of the session into 1st place. Over 1.5 times faster than Kippo. Gabri the 12.0, which I think he did just put in. Meanwhile, Wongfi on his second run here. He's currently 9th, which is last after people who are actually doing qualifying. Of course, Marco and Sink serving qualifying mans. So Wongfi's gonna hope to improve, and I'm sure he can, given that, well, it's only his first lap on the game. You tend to gain more time in your second lap on the game rather than if you've already practiced before, and yeah, there we go. Wongfi up by 5/10, a massive improvement by Wongfi. So 5/10, that alone already put him near Sharmul, near JM. And we'll see if he can gain even more time in the final sector here. Now through the final corner, carries a bit more speed than last time. Still, I think could have carried more speed. And a 12.326 over the line, gaining almost 6/10. And he's very close behind JM there. JM with a 3.12, Wongfi with a 3.26. He's beaten Sharmul and Pinky for now. Pocho back in the pit lane. Oh! Yep, he's been caught out by the bump, and thankfully for him, he was able to catch it quickly enough. He's not gonna have to... oh, this would probably mean he won't do another lap. I think he was gonna try and do another lap in this session, But now he's not gonna have enough time. Yeah, with tires on possession as well. Poggio is done. Poggio is done. He bailed out of the pit entry to avoid having the same fate as JM. And in the end, it didn't matter because there would have been not enough time to get back in the pit lane. And then back out again. Wongfi taking the, is this the MotoGP layout? I think it is. I mean, if you're bored and you're back in the pit lane, you might as well, won't you? So, yeah, nobody else on track right now, I think. Kippo actually, his teammate, on an out lap. Okay, there we go. Wongfi back in the pit lane. Being very cautious not to get absolutely sent into orbit. It's such a tricky pit entry. That bump has definitely ruined quite a few races. Wongfi now retiring from the session. He is done. He will stay in 7th position. Meanwhile, we've got Kippo. He'll be the first one to, or the next one to start a lap here. Currently in 2nd place. Can he do enough? The steal pole position away from Poggio. Can anyone else maybe contest for it? I mean, Gabri, Kevin, Ewek, they are miles off. I mean, how far actually is the gap? Oh, okay, wow, it's actually larger than I thought. Almost 5/10 between Ewek and Poggio. But we'll see. Kippo going down towards turn 1, braking just as the little asphalt stripe there between the 50 and 100 meter board pops off on the left-hand side. Takes the inside line through turn 3, now runs out wide again to avoid the marbles. And into turn 4, braking at the 50 meter board. And the car rotating onto the apex and now back on the power. All the way out to the curbing once again. Braking just before the 50 meter board. Taking the curb on the inside now, the curb on the outside as well on exit. And down towards turn 7 and 8. Down to 4th gear. Get back on the power as early as possible. Through turn 9, keep it flat. Stay in 6th gear for the momentum. Dia is open, 5th up to 7th. And we'll see, this looked like a very good lap from Kippo. Braking just after the 100 meter board. Yes, indeed, Kippo up by almost 2/10. A strong lap so far. Just needs to bring it over the line into turn 12. Down to 4th gear, back on the power early. And over the curb with half your car. Bit of a slide through turn 13. Now into the final corner. Shift down to 6th. Get back on the power. Dia is open over the line. Did Kippo do enough? Yes, he did! 1:11.705 compared to Poggio's 1:11.715. Exactly 100 seconds, sorry, separating those two. But can anyone else steal away a pole position? Sean Moore. Pink 11 Sorption is done. He's 5 seconds down. Sean Moore 30 thousandths down in the first sector. Kevin, Gabri, Ewek all still on laps as well. Sean Moore will see his second sector split time in just a moment. He's up by 50 thousandths. He might be able to beat JM and Wongfi, but I don't think he's anywhere near pole position pace. Ewek up by 2/10. What about Kevin? At the end of sector 2, he is down by almost 2/10. Kevin not improving right now. Here's Gabri coming to the end of sector 2. He is up by 1.5 tenths. Sean Moore over the line. A 12.121 into 4th place. His teammate Ewek following through. 12.103 into 4th place once again. Kevin has invalidated. He's completely done. Gabri coming up to the line. Keeping flat from the final corner. Diaz open. Gabri over the line. 1:11.906 into 3rd place from the Ferrari driver. And that's it. Qualifying is done. Kippo on his way back to the pit lane. Kippo takes pole position here around Catalunya, followed by Poggio, very close at the front. Gabri following in 3rd place. The two Williams in 4th and 5th, not far away from each other at all on pace there. A very close qualifying session. And that should hopefully be followed by an exciting race as well. Yeah, two Williams, a 12.103, a 12.102, then Kevin as well, the Mercedes, 12.163. So close, the gaps there from P4 to P6. JM and Wongfi very close together in 7th and 8th, 12.312 and 12.326. Pinky 11 Sorbish, not able to improve in his final run. I think he has some more pace in him, a 12.817, but even he isn't a million miles away from the rest of the field. Marco and Sink, of course, having served the qualifying bans, they will have to try and come from the field from the back. They have a big task to do, which is, can be especially crucial for Marco being in the championship fight. His teammate Pocho served the qualifying ban last week and up in second place at the end. So not all is lost for him yet. There is still definitely the chance of a good result, which could be crucial for his title ambitions. So here we are. The drivers are now deciding on their strategies, setting up their fuel, making any last minute changes to the setup, and the few things they still can change under Park from A. Tire pressures, front wing, brake bias. I think that's pretty much it actually. Differential maybe, actually. Yeah. We'll see what drivers have to go for, of course. No rain inbound, but you definitely should keep in mind a chance of a safety car. Especially here in Division 2, I think we've had plenty this season. And I wouldn't be surprised if we have some more today. Although hopefully we keep it mostly under green flags. I think one safety car is the sweet spot for a race. One safety car, spice things up. But if you get more than one, it tends to get a bit over the top. Of course, that's purely from the spectator point. I mean, if you're a driver, you're gonna want as many safety cars as you need for your race. So if you're running away at the front, you want 0, and if you've been taken out at the start, you want all the safety cars. But here we are. The 5 red lights are on, ready for the race start, and it's lights out, and away we go. Kippo getting away very well there, and he's already cleared Pocho, but Pocho now pulling into slipstream. Can he come back down towards turn 1? It doesn't seem like it. I think Kippo has secured the lead for now. Ewek attacking Gabri, who's actually on the soft side, Gabri. The two Williams battling side by side through turn 3 now. Shermull trying to go around the outside of his teammate, down towards turn 4. Don't pull a 2016 Mercedes, they haven't. Shermull clearing his teammate. Wongfi and JM battling over a JM throw into the gravel there. JM just understeering, he has wing damage as well on the front right end plate. Marco up into 5th already, what a start from Marco this is. From, I think 10th it was, now up into 5th, an amazing start from Red Bull driver. And he's already pretty close to his teammate there, his teammate Pocho running in 2nd place. Okay, a pretty even split of softs and mediums it seems. So I'm guessing this is a soft-medium track. Meanwhile, Marco now going for the move on Shermull up into 4th already. What an opening lap for Marco, gaining 6 places here. And he's done it, he's cleared Shermull as well. An amazing start. Exactly what he needed after the qualifying ban. Sink, meanwhile, he's still up 2 places. Not a terrible start by any means. But Marco seemingly better able to take advantage of other people's mistake, maybe. Jane in the pit lane on the first lap, getting the wing changed. Pocho having a little look at Kippo, but he just wasn't able to actually get alongside him. Jane now retired from this session. He is already done. He is rage quit. Sink trying to find a way around Wongfi. Has to look up the inside. Oh! Bit of lag there going on, and well, Sink moves ahead of Wongfi through that. I think that might have been caused by JM leaving, which I think still causes screen freezes on old gen at least when people leave the lobby, which is very annoying. So I don't know if Wongfi is still on PlayStation 4. If that is the case, that would explain what just happened. Marco now all over the back of Gabri. What a race Marco's having so far. I think he's about to take 3rd place in this race here. Maybe down the main straight, yes. He hasn't gone for the move just yet. But Marco's pace seems amazing so far. I mean, if we open the detail for position training, there we go. Marco up 6, Sink up 3. And then a few people losing 2 and 1, and Kippo, Pocho, Gabri and Shermull staying where they were. And yeah, Marco is now gonna go for the move on BS Gabri and moves up into 3rd. Just like that. That is Marco back onto the podium within 3 laps after starting from P10. An amazing start for Marco. I can only keep repeating myself. Gabri is trying to have a little look onto the outside line there, but he's just not gonna have the grip there. I think the softs of both drivers are completely equal, 2 laps old. There should be no differences in tire wear right now. Kevin is putting pressure on Ewek here for P6. Because the 2 being on mediums, they have dropped down a bit here, I think. Yeah, not within DRS range to the cars ahead. Of course, the soft runners will have the early advantage, but that will then swing back in the favor of the medium runners later on. Very interesting dynamic in this race. Kevin now should be able to pull the move on Ewek through the grass with one tire there on the inside line. But he gets it done. He's moved up into P6. Sink now trying to follow through. Wants to get past Ewek here as soon as possible. He's on a soft compound, so he can't be stuck behind him for all that long. Needs to make use of these tires while they are still fresh. And Potro, I think, is about to take the lead here. Yes, he is. Using DRS to go past Kippo and Gabri, reclaiming third place from Marco. Ewek getting close to Kevin. There was actually already blinking, so Kevin, well, is below 10 in ERS. And Ewek knows it. He's aware that Kevin is vulnerable. So can he find a way past him? Wongfi now going for the move on Sink, who seems to have, yeah, he's missing an end plate on the right front side there. That explains why Sink isn't able to get past these guys, despite the fact that he has better tires. Sink missing the right front end plate off his front ring. A bit of wing damage on his car. He's still going on though. He's still fighting here for these points. Hoping for a safety car perhaps, where he can change his front ring and get back in the fight properly. For now, probably just trying to hang on as best as he can to the DRS range and stay with these guys. Although he's definitely struggling, stopping outside DRS range. The front wing damage definitely seems to be affecting him. I'm not sure if he's only just picked that up or he's had it the entire time. Pochlo's already pulled a 6.5 tenths gap to Kippo. Still within DRS range though, so definitely within danger of being overtaken in the next lap. I think right now Kippo is too far away, but if he can work his way closer again. Meanwhile, speaking of him being overtaken, there we go, Marco. Moving past BS Gabri for third. Sink in the pit lane now. I'm guessing he's gonna get that wing changed. Ewek moving back past Kevin there, around the outside, through turn 1. Has he cleared the Mercedes? Yes, he has. Back into P6. And Sink indeed going for a wing change. And some hard compound tires. He's gonna try and go long here. Maybe trying to go to the end here, hoping for a mega undercut and then just defend for your life once everyone else comes out on fresher tires. Or, well, probably just hope for a safety car more so. Of course, still a very long race to go here. We're only on lap 5 out of 33. Still plenty of chances for Sink's luck to turn around today. Kevin, is he gonna try and make a move on Ewek once again? No, he isn't. A little train forming here between Ewek, Kevin, Wongfi and Pinky. 4 cars all from DRS range to the other. And a similar picture as well between Sean Moore, Gabri and Marco for third. So is Kevin, close enough this time around to make the move on Ewek? It seems like he is. He's gonna go past him on the straight here, but he's running out of ERS. Can Ewek stay alongside? Wongfi, they're making it 3-1 actually. Wongfi trying to get both of them up the inside, and Wongfi gets it done. A very nice move, and he's up into P6. He's gotten both Kevin and Ewek in one go. And now he needs to hang on to it. Maybe trying it outside of the DRS range of Kevin. And then run away from the strain. A very good move from Wongfi. Ewek trying to switch back on the exit off turn 4 to get alongside Kevin, but he just didn't have the momentum. Kevin had it covered off. Yellow flags in sector 2 for Kippo! Kippo is spun out from running. Was he in second or first at the time? Not sure actually. But he was in the leading train, battling with Pocho for the race win. And I'm not sure what happened, if he's just spun on traction on the exit of turn 7 and 8, or if he made contact with Pocho, not sure. But very unfortunate for Kippo. He was, well, he was on pole position. Was having a good race so far. Far clear of the rest of the field, with Pocho running away at the front. And now once again he has all to do. He's down to P9. 1.8 seconds behind the next car. Gabri now claiming second place from Marco with DRS down the main straight. A rather simple move for him. So now it's Pocho on his own, 3 seconds away from the rest of the field. Marco trying to get back at Gabri down towards turn 4, but doesn't have the straight line speed there to get fully alongside. Chooses to opt out, but Gabri's a terrible exit, inviting Marco to actually get him on the exit off turn 4. Gabri now having a little look up the inside, bit of contact made. Marco with a small slide on the exit. Gabri has a considerable position. They've lost a full second to Pocho by battling like this. Pocho is loving this. Pocho is absolutely flying away at the front right now. 4 seconds a gap between him and Marco. And if this keeps going, that gap will only grow even more over the course of this race. This is exactly what Porsche would want. Gabri with a big slide on the exit of turn 10. He's, thankfully for him, managed to catch the car. But he is now pretty far away from Marco, over 5 tenths a gap, so he probably is not within touching distance, not within striking distance for a pass down the main straight here. All the while, if he is going to burn some overtake here, which he seems to be doing now, he might actually have the overspeed. And he will indeed. Gabri flying back past Marco and taking P2 once again. These guys are going to keep swapping every lap, aren't they? Marco running over the sausage curbs on the apex of turn 1, not ideal for him. And he also has a lot less ERS than Gabri and Sean Moole do around him. Meanwhile, Kippo actually dropping back from the DRS of Pinko, Ewek and Kevin here. It was 1.8, now it's 3.3. Not sure if that's the soft tires already dropping off, if that's the effect of not having DRS while these guys do. Or if he's making further mistakes, if he has damage. I really don't know. I can't see damage in this car. The front wing looks fine. But, I mean, sometimes you do have damage even if it doesn't look like it. So only he will know what is going on in this case. Does look a bit understream, but I'm not sure if that's just the high fuel or if he actually has damage in the car. Porsche has widened this gap once again, 4.5 seconds now between him and P2 right now vs Gabri, but will it stay that way or will Gabri be passed by Marco once again? Marco is pretty close here, but he doesn't really have a lot of ERS. But just the DRS is indeed enough to get alongside on the inside line. And he does move past Gabri before the braking zone even. Takes P2 once again. Another swap for P2 in this race. And that seems to just only keep happening every single lap now. 1P still sitting safely in P5 there. Ewek with a spin. Going around turn 3. Thankfully for him, we didn't beat it on the curb on the apex, but still. What happened to Ewek? Did his tires overheat? Did he get tapped? Did he? I mean, it's an easy flat-out corner. It's a very weird place for a spin. But Ewek now down to P9, 7 seconds behind Kippo himself, and 3 seconds behind Pinky. Not great for Ewek. Back on board with this little train here from P2 to P4, Marco, Gabri and Sean Moole. Of course, very important to mention two of these guys, Marco and Sean Moole, in the championship fight. Porsche as well in the championship fight, but he is well down, well away from them. 5.7 seconds. The gap keeps getting bigger. Porsche is flying right now. He's having an absolutely amazing race so far. And Gabri now moves past Marco up the inside in turn 1 and takes P2. Once again. I'm not sure if these guys are holding each other up by battling or if Porsche is really just that fast. Porsche right now is on another planet. Wongfi getting closer to the train once again, I think as well. 1.4 seconds here. The softs might be starting to show signs of wear. The mediums getting into their own. Of course, 10 laps into the race. How much longer do those softs work? When are these guys going to make their first pit stop? Crucial, of course, as well to avoid downside. That would be an issue, I think, mainly for Red Bull, for Marco and Pocho. Probably for Wongfi and Kippo as well. Yeah, everybody else should be safe from the double stack. Ewek and Sean Moole are far away from each other. And nobody else, well, Sink and Pinky, but they are even further away from each other. But as we go back down towards the main straight, Gabri 3 tenths away from Marco. Is he safe from him this lap? Or is Marco gonna go for it once again? DRS open for Red Bull. Wongfi is just outside DRS range, unfortunate for him. And Marco, once again, goes back past him. And Sean Moole as well goes past Gabri. Sticking his nose in at the last possible moment, it seemed, and he's got it done. He's passed Piers Gabri, taken P3, and that is now allowed Wongfi within a second. The McLaren driver finally in contention, and he's pulled Kevin along with him. The two cars and mediums joining this fight for the podium places. The train from P2 all the way to P6. But who will be the first to blink here? Who will make the first pit stop? Who will go for the undercut? Do you maybe try and even go for hard so you can pit even earlier? And yeah, get yourself out of this traffic. Plenty of strategy options here. But it doesn't, at least it doesn't seem like they're massively holding things up. The gap to Poggio up to 6.5 now. And as they head down towards turn, the final corner and down towards turn 1 again. This time it's Sean Moore and Marco who are battling for P2. Sean Moore burning a bit of overtake. Now turning it off, but it was well enough to get past Marco down towards turn 1. Same procedure that we see every single lap now, it seems. Just a swap down the main straight. It's the longest straight in the track by far. The only other DRS straight is between turn 9 and 10. Just at the end of Sector 2 you'll see it. But yeah, not nearly as long as the main straight and not really as good of a passing opportunity as the main straight. Kevin putting a lot of pressure on Wong Fei here. He's all over the back of him, but he's run out of ERS. Wong Fei hasn't got all that much either, so he's certainly not safe from an attack by the Mercedes. As we head back to the DRS straights once again. Marco's going to try and reclaim P2 again. This seems to just keep happening. Marco is so close behind him now. Surely at some point someone has to try and break the cycle. Build a 1 second gap. Marco into the pit lane! Very early pit stop there, I think. Lap 13. The only one who's in this early. What tire is he gonna go on to? 20 laps to go in this race. Mediums it is for Marco. Going for the undercut. Getting himself out of that traffic. And the question is, are the other softwares going to sprint now? Sean Moore and Gabri especially. I mean, Poggio can probably stay out for 1 or 2 more laps and still be safe, safely outside of DRS range from Marco. But even he can't wait too long. Fresh tires are a major advantage, so give Marco like 3 laps and I think he would be within DRS range of Poggio after the pit stop. So Poggio can't wait too long in this situation either. Definitely has more of a buffer than these guys though. Sean Moore, Gary, Wong Fei, Kevin, they might be in trouble now. And of course, will those tires that Marco's gone on to this early start dropping off at the end? Are they going to show significant wear when he loses time at the end? We'll have to wait and see. For now, Sean Moore running in second place, ahead of Gabri, ahead of Wong Fei and then Kevin. Will any of them pit this lap? Especially Sean Moore and Gabri on the soft. Sean Moore is in. And Sean Moore has gone to the pit wall! Oh no, Sean Moore! He made the exact mistake that I said might happen. He's gone too fast into the pit entry, gone over the bump. Wong Fei now clearing P2 from Gabri. Kippo into the pits as well. Wong Fei, Sean Moore picking up damage there. He's lost his entire front wing there. He's gonna get a new one, but he's lost a lot of time there, and Marco will definitely come on ahead of him. Quite far away from him as well. Kippo's gonna get past him. And look how far behind Marco he is now. He was right behind Marco before the pit stops. And Kippo is now 9 seconds away from Marco, and Sean Moore himself is now 3 seconds away from Kippo. Sean Moore has lost so much time with that one mistake in the pit entry. That bump is so nasty. Wong Fei is almost dropped Gabri outside 1 second, so the softs are really starting to show a lot of wear in this race now. It's definitely time for Gabri and Poggio to pit. And Poggio is indeed coming in now! Oh, that was scary. He definitely went over the bump and almost went in the pit wall, but he got to slow down in time. Poggio saving his race. He's lost a bit of time, but with the gap he had, he should be fine anyway. Gabri get into the pit safely. Poggio onto the mediums. Gabri will probably follow suit onto mediums as well. Poggio should come out in the lead here. Marco actually being held up by Ewek a little bit here. And now on the exit of the final corner, he should get past him. And indeed, Poggio comes out in the lead of the race. Marco coming out well ahead of Gabri as well. The undercut has worked brilliantly. He is miles away from the drivers he was battling earlier. 3 seconds to Potro though. He's gained a good amount of Potro as well. 4 seconds I think it is. Yeah, 2.5 seconds now between him and Potro. But of course, Potro being on the 5th tire will now have the advantage for the rest of this race. The big question mark I think here are the medium runners, Kevin and Wong Fei. Pinky to an extent as well, although he was a bit further behind. When they pit for their softs, how quickly can they catch up? Can they challenge for the podium in this race? Will their strategy pay off? We'll have to wait and see. Gabri 5 seconds behind Ewek himself, 1.5 behind Marco. And it was only 2 laps, and this is how much time Marco gained over the Ferrari. A very good strategy for Marco. And now he needs to bring these tires to the end. I mean, it's only 2 laps, which I don't think that's gonna play much of a factor. I mean, I don't think he'll go off the cliff completely, at least. So he should be fine. I think Marco has played this to perfection with the early pit stop. We'll have to wait and see to confirm that. When we're seeing that these guys are still out on 15 lap old mediums, and they don't look like they are in massive danger of massive tire wear. They seem in control. They aren't sliding. They aren't understeering crazily. So 20 laps on mediums should be possible. But for the moment, Wong Fei leads the race ahead of Kevin. But this will be changed after the pits, of course, to once again a Red Bull 1-2. Potro and Marco doing a great job in this race so far. Potro starting from P2, battling with Kippo until Kippo made his mistake. And then just securing the P1, and since then he's been safely in that position, nobody able to challenge him. And he will hope that it continues. Marco starting all the way from the back from P10, second last in this race after the qualifying ban. Kevin going fully off the throttle on the main straight here, opting not to try and pass Wong Fei. So a great comeback from Marco. Ewek now on the pit lane, finally. Only, well, actually rather early pit stop if you're starting on mediums, isn't it? So what is he doing now? What is Ewek doing now? Is he gonna go to softs this early? Sure not. Yeah, no, hard tires. Ewek onto the hard, doing a medium hard strategy. He will come out close to Sink. I think just behind him. But then with Sink's significantly older tires, Ewek should be able to move past him up into P9 once again. Kevin still following Wong Fei here. Lap 17 out of 33. I think lap 20, lap 21, that's the sort of area they should be pitting for softs in. Of course, now that we've seen Ewek go for hards, will one of these guys copy him? Will one of these guys try that as well? Is it the correct strategy? I have no idea. Yeah, it's open for Kevin. Is he gonna go for the move this time? Is he close enough to go for the move? He's burning overtake. So he wants to go for it for sure. Wong Fei covering the inside, and now Kevin lifts fully off the throttle again. What's the point in using overtake then? If you're not gonna actually go for the move, you might as well just keep your ERS. Well, Wong Fei is still in P1. Kippo has caught back up to Gabri. Kippo, of course, battling for the lead earlier and then making that mistake. He's back within range. Gabri's 7.5 seconds behind Marco. The gap is staggering. The two Red Bulls are... It's almost like real life. They are flying away at the front, unchallenged almost. Potro is now in the S range and Pinky, who still has to make a pit stop. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Potro is probably not going to want to be stuck behind here for long, but he knows that he has a good gap in the car behind, 3 seconds to his teammate Marco. So I think he can afford to wait until the main straight if he needs to. And I think that's what he's doing. He's not burning ERS here. He's going to play it safe, wait for the main straight. Ewek now has moved past Sink on the exit of turn 3. We also see Sink is low on fuel. His yellow fuel light is on. Nobody else currently that low on fuel. And Potro now following Pinky very close to the final sector here, sorry. And now Dia is open on the main straight. This should be a rather simple move for Potro. Moving all to the right hand side, burning with overtake to get fully ahead. And he's moved up into 3rd place in this race. Well, keep an eye on Kippo and Gabri as well. This might turn into an actual battle for position. That should be, well, I think they will be third place after the pit stops. Unless Wongfi and Kevin have gained time on them. But they shouldn't have, given that they are undercutting. But then the big question is, of course, will Wongfi and Kevin be able to make out that much time again? Sink now in the pit lane for the second time this race, after just 30 laps in the hards. So a rather early pit stop for Sink. What is he doing here? I don't see a wings, it's not a wing change. On to mediums to go to the end. So it's opted for a relatively short hard stint. Kipos hasn't been able to put a move on Gabri. Kevin now in the pits! After 19 laps, a rather early pit stop. I'm still getting soft because if you're gonna go hard, he would have pitted earlier than this. There we go, soft compound tires for Kevin. Where will he come out? He should be between Sean Moore and Kippo. He's behind Gabri and Kippo, but by how much? Where's Sean Moore? Sean Moore flying over the main straight here. Kevin coming out the pits there. Where's Sean Moore? Is he anywhere close? He is not even particularly close. He's about 3 seconds behind Kevin. Coming out in P7, 5 seconds behind Gabri, who has actually been passed by Kippo on the main straight there while we were keeping an eye on the pit stop. So Kevin now with a good amount of time to make up, 5 seconds, but he has 13 laps to do so, and he has a tire advantage. Can he pull it off? Can he pull it off and fight back towards the podium places? Marco and Dia as went to Pinky now. Wongfi might decide to try and cover off Kevin now, but I think the undercut is already paid off. I think Kevin should be ahead of Wongfi now after the pit stops. Wongfi's coming in. Oh, but he's made a mistake! Wongfi is crashing the pit entry! And it's a full course safety car! Which Pocho will actually get caught behind. The same for Marco. No, Pinky and Marco are in. But Pocho will get caught behind the safety car. So he'll be stuck on these old tires. Or will have to lose a lot of track position to make the pit stop. Wongfi with the mistake on the pit entry, the second driver snit in this race too. Kevin staying out here. And Kevin is going to take P2. And which might turn into P1 even. Pinky, for him this was brilliant. He hadn't pitted at all so far. He's now up into P3. Marco into 4th, Kippo into 5th, Gabri into 6th. Of course, everyone coming in for the fresh softs. Fresh tires are such a major advantage, you have to come in almost. And brilliant for Sink as well, he's back in the race now. This is what he's been waiting for ever since the wing damage he picked up. The safety cars come out, he's saved his race. He can now go into softs, which he has plenty of, given he didn't use any in qualifying. The big question is now, what does Pocho do in this scenario? Does Pocho stick it out on these mediums, have a major tire disadvantage but have track position? Or does he pit and come out probably behind Sean Moore? Oh, Pocho, such a difficult scenario for him, so unfortunate. The safety car. Yeah, the safety car timing as well, the fact that it came out right after he went past the pit entry has really ruined his race. Was looking to be like a guaranteed win. He was far away from the field, and now he either has a major tire disadvantage or loses all of the track position he fought for so hard so far in this race. 12 laps to go, and Pocho will have it all to do. He goes past the safety car. Yeah, that was not smart. That was not very intelligent. Pocho has been disqualified from the session. I'm not sure why he would try that. Yeah, Pocho was desperate to save as much time as possible, and it's cost him everything. Pocho will now get 0 points from this race. Pocho, yeah, I can only guess he was desperate to get back and get into the pit lane as early as possible, not realizing that he gets disqualified very quickly for passing the safety car. And that is Pocho out of the race. Safety has now been called in. We'll get back underway. Kevin leading the field here, and Zink getting a 5-second penalty. He's actually on the mediums, same for Ewek. Zink making contact with Ewek there, which he's been given a 5-second penalty for. And he's staying really close to Ewek, like unnecessarily close. Yeah, he's made contact again. You don't need to be this close to him. Well, Kevin, the leader, will set the pace here. He can decide when to go. And he's gone now. He's gone rather early, and he's caught Pinky off guard completely. Zink passing Ewek already. Kippo going for the move on Marco. And complete chaos in the restart. There's a Haas going off the back on that Zink. Marco 1.5 seconds behind Pinkum. Not sure what's happened here at all. Kippo having a look up the end of Marco. 3 wide into turn 1. Shomul on the inside there as well, but he backs out. Marco into P3. Zink getting a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. Zink, what is he doing? Has he just straight lined the wall and failed? Virtual safety car. Zink is now retired from the race. Nace has been neutralized for now. I think Zink just straight lined the wall, trying to get himself DNF'd, and failed. And then proceeded to retire on track. Yeah. Well, we're under green flags again, and Kevin with a terrible restart. A truly terrible restart as Pinky actually gets all the way, almost alongside him, into turn 10. Kippo and Marco now battling for P3. Contact made! Oh, Kippo! With a bit of a moment there after the contact. Thankfully for him, he's caught the car once again and he's under control, but he is behind Marco. 1.5 seconds gap between Marco and Pinky. Marco, right now not in the DRS range, and Kippo is trying to go for the move again. Burning ERS to the inside line. Can he get past Marco? Finally here. Down to turn 1. Marco trying to hang around the outside, and he does indeed manage to do it. Marco still hanging on to that 3rd place. But Kippo does definitely seem faster. He just needs to get the move done and get it to stick. And then he can chase after Kevin and Pinky at the front. But if they continue to build that gap, Kevin and Pinky are in a very good spot right now. DRS not activated yet. Pinky doesn't seem to be able to keep up the pace with Kevin. He's 8 tenths behind, barely in DRS range. And he's used a lot less ES actually, so maybe he does have some more pace in him. Marco is now recovered a bit, it seems. Kippo not all over his back anymore. He's trying to get back into DRS range to Pinky. Meanwhile, Pinky trying his best to stay in DRS range to Kevin. It'll be so crucial that DRS should be activated now. On next lap, I'm not sure. No, DRS enabled now, so yeah, from the next DRS and onwards we'll be seeing that rear wing flap open. 1.7 seconds Marco behind Pinky. Don't think Marco will be in DRS range for Pinky, so Kevin and Pinky, for now at least, will be on their own at the front, and to get back into the DRS train is a very difficult task, especially with everyone being on the exact same tires, bar Ewek, who is on the mediums rather than the softs. Well, Kevin's softs are 1 lap older, but I don't think that will really matter. It's a very small difference that was certainly worth track position gained by staying out in the safety car. And now down, over turn 9, down towards turn 10. Kippo might have to wait longer here. He doesn't seem to be quite as close to Marco as he was earlier. He's dropped back a bit. McLaren driver trying his best to move on to the podium once again. He's now 6 tenths behind. Is he close enough to Marco to go for the move? Marco will probably have DRS of Pinky next lap, so by then he will not be as vulnerable as he is now. And it doesn't seem like Kippo is anywhere near going for the move. So Marco's done a good job of hanging on to that 3rd place. And now he just needs to get into the DRS range of Pinky, needs to secure himself. Once he has the DRS, it'll be so much harder for Pinky, for Kippo to pass him. And he can also put pressure on Pinky and Kevin for the first 2 places in this race. I mean, so many of the championship protagonists are having bad races right now. Pocho, of course, in disqualification, Sully not being here. Sean Moore down in 5th, not the best of races either. Marco and Kevin right now are the ones really scoring points. Of course, Sean Moore not out of it at all. He's running in 5th place in the DRS train right now. Every single car still running in 1 DRS train. So anyone can still win this race. Anything can still happen here. Kevin, Pinky, Marco, Kippo, Sean Moore, Gabri, Ewek. Do not count anyone out. Ewek's tires might come at the end as well. He's currently down in last place, but when those softs start to die out a bit, which they probably will that be his chance? Kippo dropping outside the ES range from Marco now, and he's very low on ES. Pinky going for the move on Kevin, round the outside on turn 1. Bit of contact made. Marco trying to switch back, but he has to pull out of it. But Pinky takes the lead away from Kevin. Marco now trying to go for the move down to turn 4, burning enough ES up the inside of Kevin. Can he send it on him? He's gonna try the Red Bull on the inside line, but Kevin doing well to hang on around the outside, and he has done it. Kevin hanging on to P2 for now at least. A very nice battle between Pinky, Kevin and Marco. Kippo has now been brought back into the ES frame with that battling. And Marco hasn't given up on this just yet. Look how closely he is following the Mercedes through the middle sector here. Down towards turn 9. On to the next DRS straight. Can he get a good exit here? Oh, Marco with a major slide. Just going onto the grass on the entry. Now burning ERS. Is he close enough to go for the move on Kevin? Is he going to send it around the outside? Yes, he is. But is he actually going to stay in there throughout the corner? Yes, he is. Isn't. Sorry. Kevin securing P2 still. And down towards the main straight once again. Kippo has been brought so much closer now. But Marco still all over the back of the Mercedes. He wants to get past him. He seems to be a good chunk faster right now. Can he now maybe slingshot pass to at least get Pinky with the DRS? Marco on Kevin's right hand side. Up the inside down towards turn 1. And Marco is going to claim P2 here. Kevin boxed in slightly by Pinky. And Marco has now finally done it. He's gotten past Kevin. Up into P2. And Kippo trying to follow suit round the outside through turn 3. Even getting past Gabi in the meantime. Down towards turn 4. Is Kippo going to dive it in here? He tried, but he has too many marbles on the tire. He has no grip. He's picked up the marbles through turn 3. Gabi's round. Gabi's in the spin through turn 4. And that is him out of the fight for these podium places. 5 laps to go on the race. Pinky still in the lead. But Marco all alone back of him. Marco, after starting from 10th place in the qualifying ban. Can he do it? Can he take home the race with Red Bull here? And yeah, give himself a very good chance of the title as well. Of course, he was still behind Sean Moore, who right now will be the championship leader. And another safety car! And just as Kevin gets back past Kippo here, I think, or Kippo was trying to get past Kevin, sorry. Gabri spinning and losing his front wing has caused another safety car in this race. And now do you pit again? Apparently these guys aren't doing it. Kevin is doing it. And this will be very interesting. So few laps to go. Do you pit for fresh softs? Kevin in, Sean Moore in, Ewek in, and Gabri, I mean of course Gabri will be in with the front wing damage, but now the top 3 on the old softs and everybody else on fresh softs, which I think will be used from qualifying at least though. Unless, I don't think any of these would have completely fresh softs. They should be used from qualifying. That's probably why Ewek went from the softs, went from mediums in the first place, isn't it? So, yeah, Kevin in coming out in 4th, Sean Moore in 5th, Ewek in 6th, and Gabri, of course, getting his front wing trained. Kippo now with a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Marco. Well, severe is quite... Oh, okay, it might actually have been severe. There is not a single piece of front wing left on that McLaren. He must have gone fully into the back of the Red Bull. So he's now gonna have to pit on this lap and drop down towards, well, last place. The Ferrari of Gabri putting on mediums? What? Why? Why not softs? I mean... Especially if the mediums are old anyway, you might as well have put on old softs. They can't be that bad. Oh, weird call from Gabi there. So Kippo's now gonna have to come in this lap and get that front wing changed. He will serve the 5 seconds as well. He'll probably drop down... Oh, will he be ahead of Gabri still? I think he'll be behind him. I think he'll be behind Gabri. Especially because he's gonna serve a 5... Yeah, he's gonna have like a 12-second pit stop. He's gonna serve the 5 seconds. He's gonna get the tires changed and the wing changed. A wing change pit stop takes about 7 seconds, and then the penalty 5 seconds. Yeah, this will be a long pit stop for Kippo. And he should drop down to last place here. Has it all to do once again. And there we go. Kippo into the pit lane. Gets the car slowed down at least, doesn't get a speeding penalty. That'd be, well, even further misery added to this race. But there won't be many laps to go. The safety car will come in the end of lap 30, which means we'll have 31, 2 and 3 to race. 3 laps of racing. And there we go, wing change, penalty served, tires on, Kippo coming out in last place. And it isn't even particularly close, he's well behind the field. Hopefully for him he can catch the safety car train. It'd be quite annoying for him if he doesn't. But I think he should. He is, well, he's quite some way behind. 20 seconds. But the safety car does go quite slowly. He should be able to catch back up. And then will be Pinky conducting the restart. Can he hang on to this race win? Can Marco try and take it away from him? The guys on fresh softs, Kevin, Sean Moore, Ewek, Kippo in 7th. Can they try and take this race win? Wow. This will be such an exciting finale to this race. A 3-lap sprint race. After everything that's happened. A 3-lap sprint will be the deciding factor in this race. Pinky and Marco on old softs in 1 and 2. Kevin, Sean Moore and Ewek on 1 lap old softs in 3 to 5. Gabriel in 6 on 7 lap on mediums and Kippo in 7th on completely fresh softs. Who will take home the win tonight? Pinky. And not someone anyone would have expected in this position, I don't think. P1 with 3 laps to go. Can he hang on to it? It will have to be an absolute masterclass of defending because those fresh softs are going to be so much faster. They will have an insane pace advantage. Pinky needs to hope that Marco can hang on to as many places as he can as well. He has a bit of a buffer between himself and the fresh soft runners. When is Pinky gonna go here? He's gone now! Has he caught Marco off guard? Not really. Marco is pretty close behind. And Kevin, of course, is gonna try and immediately put pressure on the Red Bull. I think down towards turn 1, nobody's close enough to the car. I had to go for the move. Kippo is somewhat close to Gabri. But for now, at least, nobody going for the move here. Now we'll see the traction picking up. You'll see Kevin has a much better exit than Marco. And Marco running wide, and Kevin slips through. Kevin up into P2 already. There we go, Kevin. In the first sector already has passed one of the guys on old tires. Sean Moore trying to follow through, but Kevin already putting pressure on Pinky. Can he find a way past? Oh, Marco has gone to the back of Kevin. Picked up front wing damage. I think Kevin is fine though. He's now still in P2, but he's dropped back a bit from Pinky. Marco now under pressure from the 2 Williams as he goes off into the gravel, and both Williams and Kippo slip through. Not the ideal restart for Marco at all. He's thrown away the podium. Kippo going for the move on Ewek down the inside, moves up into P4. Only 2 laps to go now. Once we cross the line here, Kevin is all over the back of Pinky. Kevin should be able to get the race win here, I think. His tire advantage is so massive. Does Pinky have any chance here to defend this position? He's burning ERS. He wants to hang on to it. Marco now up and down to the pit lane to get a new front wing. Might try a fast lap at least. Kevin not going for the move this lap. Wants to be patient, it seems. Make Pinky burn his ERS. Make sure he has no chance to come back at all. Although now down through turn 3, he has to do a full lift here. Now on the exit, overtake mode enabled. Has to lift. Kippo moving up into P3. A brilliant comeback from Kippo here after this restart. From last to 3rd in only 2 laps. And now Kevin side by side with Pinky. Is he gonna go for the move here finally? Kippo diving in! Oh, what a move by Kippo! He's caught Kevin napping! Kippo up into 2nd place! Can Kippo still win this race here? What a drive by Kippo after the restart! Kevin just a bit deep. He's going through turn 5 and Kippo... if that had gone wrong, he would certainly have gotten the penalty for that. That was a dive bomb and a half. But he somehow pulled it off. I'm not sure if Kevin had to take avoiding action or if it was actually a clean move. It was a difficult camera angle to see from. But Kippo is now in prime position to win this race. I mean, surely, Pinky's tires are so old, can he hang on to this? Kippo with a bad exit there. Ewek is round. DRS enabled now. DRS will be enabled from turn 9 to 10. Can Pinky hang on to this? Kippo's off ERS. Kevin's off ERS. Is Pinky gonna do the impossible? Kippo trying to go around the outside, but he can't pull it off. And his exit off turn 2 is ruined. Can Pinky hang on to this actually? I didn't even consider that as an option, I can't lie. Pinky might be able to do this now. Only one DRS straight to go. Kevin defending from Sean Moore, so many marbles on these tires, ruining all their grip. 3/10 separating Kippo and Pinky. Can Kippo find the way around Pinky, or can Pinky hang on to here to take the race win? Oh, Kippo's gone to the back of him again and again. But Pinky managing to keep the car under control. Kippo trying to find a way past him now with the DRS. This should be his chance. Overtake mode enabled, up the inside of Pinky, Kevin getting involved as well. Kippo moves past, Pinky trying to go for the switch, but gets caught up behind him. Kevin now moving through, Kevin alongside Kippo, Kevin takes P2, Sean Moore into P3, Pinky is dropped back 3 places in 1 DRS straight. And now down towards the final corner, I think Kippo has done it. There's no overtaking opportunities left. Kippo coming up to the line here, and he will take the race win in Spain. What a drive, Kevin! Finishing ahead of Sean Moore in second, side by side over the line. Pinky in fourth, Gabby in fifth, Ewek in sixth, Marco in seventh. And what a race that was! On the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. Have you ever seen a race like that? On a track like this, Kevin getting driver of the day. I disagree, Kippo. What a drive! What a drive that was! Special, truly special, and a very well deserved race win. Taking home P1 in this race. I mean, what a drive from the McLaren driver. To come back from adversity so many times, multiple times in that race, he seemed to be out of it, and he came back every single time. And in the end, he's taken home the race win. He's on the top of the podium. He was very aggressive after the restart, he got the moves done. And he's managed to steal the race win right in the end. Kevin, the fast lap in P2. Sean Moore in third, and look at those gaps. 3/10 separating P1 and 2, and then half a tenth separating P2 and 3. Pinky in the end, after hanging on to first for so long, after the restart. On the last lap he loses 3 places, doesn't even get the podium. That must sting surely. Gabriel in 5th, Ewek 6th, Marco 7th. And then Sink, Potro, and Wongfi in... Wait, how does Potro end up in 9th? I thought he got disqualified. The game is listed him in 9th, interesting. So yeah, Sink in 8th, Potro in 9th, Wongfi in 10th, and JM in 11th. And that has been one of the best Spanish Grand Prix I think I have ever seen. I mean, this track normally doesn't really produce great racing either on the game or in real life, but that was an absolute banger of a race. And I'm sure you enjoyed it as well. And if the Division 1 race on Saturday is anything like this, it is well worth a watch as well. It'll be live at 6:30 PM UK, hopefully, provided that BS Garby solely are available to commentate it. So yeah, one hell of a race that. Well, I'll be seeing you in the commentary box once again next week for the Austrian Grand Prix in Division 2. Same time as always, 7:30 PM UK. Hope you're looking forward to it. Only 3 races to go now. It is crunch time. And yeah, Sean Moore, the podium there. Crucial points for him in the title fight, extending his gap in the front. Kevin with second place, well scoring good points. But all the other title contenders not really up to par today. It's heating up. It is heating up. Hope you're looking forward to the race on Saturday in Division 1 and to the next Division 2 race. See you then. Goodbye.